You gotta stick at things, Jack.
I know.
Howdy viewers, Brad, proprietor of Barstool Entertainment, doing another Red Dead Redemption 2 video. I've done some videos about places where you can hunt, like Dewberry Creek, Iris Fields, etc. Well, this is one of my more favorite places to go, Cattail Pond. If you need a ram pelt or a ram carcass, there is a spawning point where I can tell you for sure rams will spawn. It is also the location of the legendary ram and a great place to do some fishing. So let's get on with Cattail Pond. There's some mint you can find outside Cattail Pond, wild mint, which you need to flavor some big game meat with, and that gives you an excellent gold health core. But again, you can do some fishing at Cattail Pond, and it's a great place to catch smaller fish, and you can catch the large fish, I believe, is muskie.
Let's see if anything's biting.
Now, on your first trip up to Cattail Pond, you might end up being warned that you have entered the legendary animal territory, and you should be able to hunt the legendary animal, which is a legendary ram. This also means Cattail Pond is a great area to find ram, and they do spawn, and I'll show you that later. But hunting the legendary ram is like hunting any of the legendary animals. You just follow clues until you see the animal, and of course, eventually you'll shoot it.
Look, getting close.
Cattail Pond also has horses nearby. And some of these horses you'll need to tame for certain challenges, or some of them are actually really nice horses that if you tame one and make it your temporary horse or actual riding horse, they're very good. I mean, you just got to study them, find them, tame them, as is with any horse. Like this one is the Kentucky Saddler. There is actually an Appaloose out here that if you find, yep, if you need an Appaloose, this is where you can find it, at Cattail Pond. You can also find big game around Cattail Pond. It's a great place to hunt elk. This is a 2-star, so I'm not even going to bother to try and hunt it. But you can find elk and occasionally moose. But there's also the bighorn ram or other type of ram that you can hunt in this area. And there's actually a spawn point where the ram will appear. Now, the ram will spawn at this spawn point. They might not be 3-star. If you want to get them to spawn and you don't see them when you first ride up, you got to take a little walk. and there is this cabin not too far from Cattail Pond, where if you walk around the mountain, now there's horses over here, and there may even be some rams around here, but once you round the bend and see the cabin, yep, there's Rocky Mountain Bighorn Ram. But this cabin area, there's also some herbs that you can harvest. But again, if you walk around this bend, and there's even elk, you should be able to come back and activate the ram spawn point. Now again, this cabin is just on the opposite side of Cattail Pond. This whole area around it, like I said, there's bighorn ram, elk, potentially moose, and there's herbs such as oregano that you can harvest. And you always need oregano for flavoring of big game meat. Again, that brings up your stamina core. And like the mint that you will harvest at the other end of Cattail Pond, allows you to flavor big game meat. And then once you return to Cattail Pond, hopefully the ram spawn point will work. Another big animal that shows up at Cattail Pond, a grizzly. Now this is a 3-star grizzly. I'm going to want to take it down. 3-star grizzly pelt, well, you can make a saddle or you can do a lot of other things. I'm surprised my horse has not run away. It's just standing there. But yeah, I want to take this grizzly down, and they appear at Cattail Pond more often than I'd like. Again, like I said, Cattail Pond is actually fairly rich in wildlife and a good hunting spot as well as a great fishing spot. And it's, again, closest trapper is Riggs because I want to get the bear pelt to him for potentially crafting. But I'm going to try and show you where the ram usually spawn. Okay, camping is another thing you can do to try and get the bighorn ram to spawn at a spawning point. I just happened to have Arthur ride up during the afternoon, and I decided, yeah, I'm going to do a little camping and crafting and try and see if a ram will spawn at the spawn point. Okay, there is a ram at the spawn point. Now I'm going to get the gun, see if it's worth shooting. Because unless you're just shooting to get meat, you want to get a 3-star ram. And the spawn point is that thicket of trees. And yeah, it's only a 2-star. But you see those trees, one with the gouge marks on it? That is where the ram will spawn. And again, it's only a 2-star. So what you can try and do is the runaround technique that I had talked about previously. And that's what I'm going to have Arthur do, is run around on the map to the cabin and come back and see if a 3-star or more ram have spawned. On your walk around, you might actually find elk and bighorn ram. I just screwed that shot up dramatically, but I'm going to continue on and see if I can find any more animals. Nope, but I can pick some oregano and then go back to see if the rams have spawned by what I would call the spawning point. That worked out extremely well. You see these trees with that one with a rub mark on it? This is where rams will spawn. And I'm going to try and show you on the map here. Okay, right here where Arthur is, this is where rams will spawn in that thicket of tree. You can camp, do whatever you need to do, run around, but they will spawn here. This is actually one of the more reliable spawn points. And yeah, Arthur did change clothing because this is actually a different hunting event. I didn't find or put the spawning point on a map when I did shoot that other ram, but Arthur picked up this one. And again, there's a lot here at Cattail Pond. If you come up to Cattail Pond for a few days to find some fishing and hunting, yeah, you can get some big game and other animals. That's a 3-star bull elk. But again, there's bears, potentially wolves. But this is one of my favorite hunting spots and fishing spots. And if you found this video informative and you like it, hit the thumbs up button. Feel free to leave some comments. If you like this type of video, hit the subscribe button and bell icon. I post several video game related videos a week and you want to stay informed. I'm Brad, proprietor of Barstool Entertainment. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thanks for stopping by.